I'm always looking for ways to show my cat how much I love her. And with Fancy Feast gems, I can pamper her whenever I want with a savory gravy on top of a gourmet mousse pâté. The pyramid shape makes serving simple, so all I have to do is peel and plate to make mealtime feel extra fancy. And with 2 entrees in every pack, it's easy to turn every day into the extraordinary. Fancy Feast gems.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso. Gift magical mornings with Nespresso Virtuo Pop. Compact and stylish, Virtuo Pop is made to meet every morning coffee craving. From espresso to coffee, hot or iced, at the click of a button. And celebrate the season with Nespresso's limited edition coffee flavors. Sweet almond and hibiscus, cinnamon and candied tamarind, and festive double espresso. Magic in the making. Shop the holiday gift collection exclusively at Nespresso.com.
Like way before she was born, he came to me, and he's like, "Well, how I know that's my child?" And so
I got a way that everybody could know if it's whose child it is. Why don't you people do a paternity test?
Exactly. I told him, if you want to see his child, you take me to court.
This is the plaintiff, Donna Wallace. She says the defendant, the ex-girlfriend of her son and supposed mother of her grandchild, owes her money for babysitting, and she's here to collect. She also lent the girl cash, drove her to appointments, and in addition to wanting her money back, she wants the defendant to take a paternity test. The woman's now claiming she isn't the grandmother because she had sex with another guy while she was with her son. She's suing for $1,500, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Andrea Dempsey. She says the plaintiff's son's a bum who was incarcerated during most of her pregnancy, and his mother felt bad and helped her son out by covering some of the expenses while he was away. She's tired of all this drama with the plaintiff. She's tired of her son harassing her, and she just wants both of them to leave her the heck alone. She's accused of making an ex's mom mad. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $1,500 for harassment.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
You see it? Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Donna Wallace?
Yes, ma'am.
You are suing Andrea Dempsey, the former girlfriend of your son, for $1,500 for estimated costs of babysitting, estimated costs of clothes, diapers, formula, and cereal that you bought for the child, estimated cash that you forwarded to her for the child, gas, and your pain and suffering, because according to you, you have learned that it is not, in fact, your grandchild. You are countersuing her $1,500 for harassment. Let me hear from you first, Ms. Wallace.
Okay. I met Andrea Dempsey through my son. They were dating off and on for about a year and a half. During that time, their, on and off relationship, she was, very hostile towards him, disrespectful. But that was their relationship. Out of the relationship came supposed to be my granddaughter, Armani, and I came very attached to her. She's adorable. And I did whatever I could to help out. After, I would say, 4 months of her pregnancy, my son got incarcerated. So
For what?
I think it was burglary or something like
For
that.
what? Burglary. Okay.
Okay. And during that time, I did what I could to help her out. If she needed me, I'm there for her.
She was pregnant at the time?
Yes.
Okay.
She was anywhere between 3 to 4 months pregnant at that time. And I did what I could to help her out, single, living on my own, So when he came out of jail, he came to my home, okay? I took him in so that he could see his daughter whenever possible,
He was in jail for how long?
9 months.
Okay.
And, you know, he wasn't working at the time, so still, I'm going to do my share until he get himself a job, and he's supposed to take over. He's supposed to also pay me rent, okay? And I didn't enforce the rent too much on him because he needed to be responsible for that child. I also told Andrea that whatever the relationship between those two, do not get the baby in the middle of it, okay? I became very attached to her. Andrea stayed over my house a few weekends. Then it was a week, then it was 2 weeks, you know, at different times. So I didn't have a problem with that because I got to see my granddaughter, okay? So in August, she got into some kind of argument with my son, and I told him, you know, give her some time. You know, he wanted to see the baby, okay. So, you know, I told him, I said, look, you need to handle this the legal way, okay? Take her to court, don't text her, don't call her, just do what you're supposed to do if you want to see your child.
And did he?
Yes.
He went to court.
He went to the courthouse, but at the same time, he let her know.
Did he go to the courthouse?
Yes, he did.
Okay. Did he go to the courthouse?
No, he did not.
Did he tell you he went to the courthouse, or did you go to the courthouse with him?
He told me he went to the courthouse. He brought the forms that he's supposed to fill out for the visitation and paternity, okay? And he didn't follow through with that because Miss Dempsey went ahead and got an injunction against him after finding out he went to the court.
What does that have to do with following through with it?
Because they said the injunction was that she falsely she accuses him of sexual harassment, sexual abuse, physical abuse. She just came up with all kinds of stuff.
Right, but what does that have to do with him filing papers to make sure that Amani is his child and that he is paying what he's supposed to pay? And did you get a restraining order against him?
Yes, ma'am.
On what grounds?
The fact that he was harassing me. When we worked together, we got into plenty of altercations, okay? We'll go back and forth, it get heated. When he got out of jail, it continued. And, like, no matter how I try to down the situation, he still want to argue with me in front of my child. So he made a fake Facebook, put naked pictures of me.
He made a fake Facebook?
With my name and my picture, pictures of my daughter and naked pictures. And he also...
Naked pictures of you?
Yes.
Why does he have naked pictures of you to put up?
He said they're not me because last time...
Well, you know if they're you.
I'm not sure.
You're not sure? That's generic.
I haven't seen the Facebook. I just have a whole bunch of people texting me like...
Did you say something to him?
Nope, that's when I filed injunction.
Yeah, but you did talk to him because he said that they weren't really me.
Oh yeah, he was texting me still. He was still texting me. He's like,
What's the problem here?
The problem is, okay, I don't have an issue with her. Me and Rondell dated on and off, like she said. Like up to that point, it was true. We found out I was 2 months pregnant when, like, before he got to jail. I was 4 months. There was no issues. I mean, we was not together when he got locked up. So after he got out of jail, I went over there, you know, because I told him I would not keep her from him. But
you were no longer in a relationship?
No.
Since before you found out you were pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. So when he gets out of jail, you go over there and bring him his daughter. How do we know it's his daughter?
I only dated him. He is not.
Well, let's talk about that because that's the reason why you're suing today, right?
Yes, I am.
And the reason that you're suing is what? Your son told you what?
She sent him a text message saying that, oh yeah, Imani's not yours. I slept with another person when we was together around the same time.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, you sent that text.
Yes, I did.
And then you sent some follow-up text confirming that, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. What is the truth?
The truth is, he is the father. I sent those texts because he was bothering me. He was harassing me. He was following me, sending me pictures of myself and everything. And he told me he doubted my child like way before she was born. He came to me, you know, and he's like, well, how do I know that's my child? And so I
got a way that everybody could know if it's whose child it is. Why don't you people do a paternity test?
Exactly. I told him, if you want to see his child, you take me to court. Because I'm not going to play your games. I'm sick of going back and forth with you. I'm not going to fight with you.
What were you mad at him about? Because he wasn't supporting the kid?
No, like, okay.
You don't think that he cares about the kid. You think he cares about you.
Every time his conversation, he's trying to get back with me. He don't ask how my baby's doing. You know, when I bring her over, you know, it's like only thing he try to talk about is getting back together. I'm like, look, spend time with your daughter. I don't want to talk about that, you know, because nothing's gonna change. And like, it's all.
I don't understand why your son. See, here's the thing. You're estimating like how much time you invested in babysitting the child you thought was your grandchild, and how much cash you gave her to help her through it. And I know you're angry, and I know you're hurt, and I know you haven't seen him, Monty, and I know you don't even know how to feel because you don't know if it's. I mean, no matter what, she's a darling child, and you miss her, but you don't know if it's your grandchild. But do you think it's your grandchild? Did you ever hear her say what she just said? That she lied?
No.
What did you feel when you heard her say a second ago?
I was hurt. I was
No, listen to me. Put your hand down and listen to my question. 1 second ago, when she said, I just said that he's the only guy I was ever with at that time. I just said that to get him off my back. If that's true, and I don't know what to believe from her, because I see that she takes it.
I don't
But just stop a second. But if that's true, when you heard her say that, did you get happy?
Yes.
Okay. What is stopping? I'll tell you what's stopping. You don't know, but I know.
Yeah.
There is nothing stopping your son from going to court and getting a paternity test, other than the fear that he'll have to pay for his baby. Because that's the only thing that stops a man from going to court and getting a paternity test is the fear that then the judge, the other part of that equation, is that the judge slaps a certain amount a month on the impute income. We don't really care whether you're working, you're not working. We see you're able-bodied, you could get a job. Boom, that's how much you have to pay, the minimum. Because the child is still here, and the child still needs to be supported, okay?
Right.
So that is what's stopping your son from going, because a restraining order by her, getting a restraining order against him. By the way, was there a hearing on the restraining order? Or did you just not show up? There was a hearing?
No, we both were there.
You were both there, you both testified, the judge believed you and went ahead and issued the restraining order. All right. That does not stop him. Listen to me, though. That doesn't stop him from coming to court. The one exception to every restraining order is other than in court. You can always have your access to the courses. We've got bodyguards and bailiffs and all kinds of stuff. There's no problem suing to establish paternity. The one little thing that'll happen to your son if he does that is he may have to pay for his baby. So your son is lying to you when he says, I didn't follow through because she got a restraining order against me.
Your Honor, at the time that I sent him that text, she texted me and asked me, well, I want to know if this is my grandchild. I text her because I told her I don't feel like, because the only time she called me is for her son, not for my baby. She didn't call to check on her, to see her. I told her, I would never keep your grandchild away from you, and this is your grandchild. I told her that.
Did she text you that?
Yes, she did. Okay. And
will you keep her grandchild away from her?
No, ma'am. Okay. Never.
Because you love your child, right?
Yes.
How old's your child?
I want them both in her life.
Exactly.
But I just don't want to deal with his foolishness.
Okay. But you know how much a child's life is enriched by the presence of a loving grandparent.
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, you wouldn't want to deprive your baby of that.
I told her, I said, you
How
come
old's
see
your
her.
baby?
9 months. She's 9 months.
Okay.
And I told Miss Donna she can come see her anytime, call and whatever. She never has, not once.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So I have a simple question. Are a lot of young women too reckless about getting pregnant? What do you think?
Yes.
You think so?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying that to me?
I think so.
You really do think so? Why? Why do they? What's the thing about getting pregnant? So young.
I don't know, having kids.
Let's go to a guy. What do you think?
I mean, it's a reckless decision to make. That's a big commitment to become pregnant.
Well, I understand that, but it seems like there's more than ever. Why now? You don't think so?
Just because maybe they're young, they like to experience.
Yeah, but there are a lot of young people for a long time. Young people have been around for the history of.
But they want to be, they are to be reckless because they enjoy what is going on.
Yeah, but there's an old saying in Hebrew, "Manishna halal hazeh." Why is this night different from all the rest? It's been happening forever. Going inside the courtroom.
I didn't want to get in between what was going on with them.
Oh, the heck with your son. Your son's made a mess of things. Forget him. Forget him.
But when
How old are you? How old are you? Well, more or less. You in your 40s, your 50s. Well,
I'm a young 57.
Okay, now look at me. How many grandkids? How many grandkids do you have?
Supposed to be 5.
Supposed to be.
I have to say supposedly.
Well, let's forget 5. The other 4 for a moment, and let's establish this one. All right. Your son needs to go to court and establish paternity.
I don't even know where he's at now.
Really? That bad?
Really, that bad.
That bad. What's your counterclaim against her?
Harassment.
What harassment did she do?
Because
with you?
I feel like I shouldn't even be here. Like
that's your harassment?
No, like she.
Lady, look at me. You broke her heart. It's not her fault. Okay? The minute you texted her son that way, as soon as her son told her that, the first thing she did was to panic and ask you what's the deal.
She was acting like that before I even texted him that.
Okay. Well, can you imagine why? I don't blame her for doubting. That you consider harassment of you?
No, I'm not.
I doubt. I don't know. Well, yeah, guess what? Yeah, when you send a bunch of texts that say that, people are going to doubt.
She did that before I said that. That's what I'm saying. Okay, she made the phone calls for her son before I even sent that to him. This text message came after she called me. Because he called me, the text message is the last thing I received.
Why don't you go to court and make him take a paternity test and make him pay you child support? You understand child? You may say, I don't want anything to do with him and I don't want to, but you know what? Child support is your child's right, okay? Why don't you make that man up, okay? And pay some child support.
I have a case against him already.
A support case?
Yes.
Okay.
So.
All right. Well, I guess we're going to find out, because in that case, there's going to be a paternity test. But in the meantime, I cannot order her to pay you $1,500 because you're not sure if that's your grandkid. Those are gifts that you made to a person who you thought was having your grandkid,
Exactly.
and who may have, and to your grandkid who may be. We don't know because your son never followed through on the paperwork, and hopefully we will know very soon for your sake. You have a counterclaim against her for $1,500, which is completely dismissed. So good luck to everybody. And you know what? After the paternity test, will somebody drop me a line and let me know?
I sure will.
Okay, good. Good luck. She's yours.
Here comes a plaintiff, grandma, with a question mark, maybe question mark, but you're going to encourage your son to get in and take that paternity test so you can know what's going on in your lives?
Well, he asked her to do that. He asked about putting his name on the birth certificate, but it takes two to do that. He can't just go by himself and do it. She has to be there,
You
too.
want him to do it, right?
Yes. Yes.
When you contact him?
If I contact him, when I contact him, you know.
You'll tell him.
Oh, yeah, because I love her. I love Imani. She's adorable.
Okay. All right. Good luck to you. I'll head right down this way. All right, come on in here. And how are you feeling coming out of the courtroom right now?
I'm just mad I had to even come this way. I had to come this far, and it was just unnecessary.
You want to have her in the child's life?
I never told her she couldn't.
You want her, right?
Yes, both of them.
Grandma, both of them. So you're going to take him to court and get this paternity test done?
We have a court date set, so we already in court.
Okay. Harvey?
So here's the thing. In custody cases, in paternity cases, judges generally make it pretty easy for people to go in without a lawyer if they can't afford it. I will tell you, it's a good idea if you can to get a lawyer. It will help. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
This episode is brought to you by eBay. Buying parts for your car? You'll know that will it work feeling. But on eBay, buying parts is different. eBay's free returns means if it doesn't fit, or if it isn't what you expected, you just print a label, drop it off, and get your refund fast. No haggling, no stress, and at least 30 days to return any eligible item. Millions of parts, free returns. eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Big news. Sephora is now on Uber Eats. So if you find yourself facing a beauty emergency, like needing a last-minute gift, or you're just out of your favorite mascara, again, don't panic. We got you. Order now and get $10 off on Sephora orders of $50 or more on the Uber Eats app. Order now. Offer ends October 30th. One order per customer. Additional terms apply. See app for availability. Delivery fees may apply.
This is the plaintiff, Raymond Lawrence Ceramelli. He says he and the defendant were roommates, and when he moved in, things were good. A short time later, however, the defendant started changing the rules on him about smoking in the apartment. At first, it was forbidden, but the guy smoked with his internet girlfriends, and the place stunk to high heaven. Not only that, the defendant stole his toilet paper and his coffee filters, and he moved out. Now the guy owes him the $966.61 he gave him for prepaid rent and security, and he's suing him for just that today. This is the defendant, Ronnie Dean. He says the plaintiff turned out to be a real drinker and would come home every night drunk out of his mind. He told him he wasn't going to put up with that kind of behavior, and that's when the guy decided to move out. The plaintiff broke the lease. He walked out on his own free will, and he owes the guy zip. He's accused of being a rotten roomie. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $660 for 1 month's rent.
All right, all parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff says his roommate started changing the rules in their apartment.
All right.
He started smoking with his internet girlfriends and doing other stuff with toilet paper. The defendant says the plaintiff was a raving drunk. It's the case of your internet girlfriend smoking.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, Mr. Saramelli, you are suing Mr. Dean, your former landlord, for $966.61 for rent that you prepaid, security deposit he hasn't returned, plus moving expenses that you say you had to incur as a result of him breaking the lease. Tell me, and you have a counterclaim against him for $660 for the remaining month of October, which according to you, he needed to pay. Tell me what's going on.
Well, back in July of 2013, I spent a week in Chicago exploring the possibilities of moving there from Michigan, shadowing a friend of mine to work at a company that he worked for. Decided that I liked the opportunity. Before I left town on July 19th, Saturday, July 19th, I started searching Craigslist for a roommate. Probably a mistake. Anyway, I found Mr. Dean's listing, went over and met him before I went back home on the 20th, and we decided that, it might work out. So I went back to Michigan, packed up my things, and I moved in with him on August 5th, 2013.
Did you sign anything?
Not until I got there on August 5th, 2013.
And what did you sign when you got there? Does anybody have a copy?
Yes, a 3-month lease.
Okay, may I see it?
Yep.
So you sign a 3-month lease, and you are there in August?
August 5th, it was the first day I arrived.
And what was your last day?
The last day was the 31st.
Of?
August.
Oh, that didn't go well at all, did it?
Didn't go well at all.
Okay, tell me what happened.
Okay. I signed a 3-month lease on that day. I also paid him the rent for the month, which was $660, plus the $240 security deposit that he requested.
Okay.
It's in the lease. Everything was going pretty well for a couple of weeks, actually. We were hitting it off well. I had just one job at the time, the day job that my buddy had hooked me up with. Around August 22nd, I landed a second job at night, to try to gather up some more money so eventually I could move out at the end of the 3-month period. That was a Saturday, and he had planned, Mr. Dean had planned a barbecue on the 23rd with his family. Well, I ended up having to work on the 23rd, and when I got home that night, he was upset because the morning of that day, I was reading the newspaper in the backyard, and I sat around, read the newspaper while he had to prepare the home, mow the grass, rake the grass, pick up the dog, doo-doo, which they're not my dogs either. But he was uptight about that the next day, and he actually yelled at me.
Wait, I'm sorry, he was uptight about what?
Because I didn't help do the yard work when he was having a barbecue with his family.
Okay.
So I told him that I thought that was a little ridiculous. That I signed I'm renting a room from you for $660. It shouldn't include landscaping and, picking up dog poop or anything like that.
Okay.
Perhaps if you asked me, I might have helped, but you didn't ask, so I didn't help. And he says, well, if you were a good man and a good friend, you would have just jumped up and helped me anyway.
All right, so then what happens?
So then, I had, on top of that, before the barbecue day, I had told him, I had just moved there, landed a second job. He was going in and out of town from time to time up to Wisconsin to visit, a girlfriend of his that he met from the internet. He dates girls from the internet, not a big deal. And I told him, well, if you're going out of town, I'll pay the rent early because I don't know when I'll see you again for September. So I prepaid. I like having a roof over my head because I had given him part of it already. I gave him $400 of it, and then he demanded.
You prepay September on August 23rd, and then what goes wrong?
That's when toilet paper starts disappearing, coffee filters start disappearing. I got up one morning, there was no toilet paper in the house. When I first moved in, we had a discussion about incidentals, toilet paper, laundry soap.
And what was the discussion?
That when we run out of those common items that we both use, I would replace it with the same kind, the same size container, it would be my turn to buy, even though what was already in the house was partially used. So, and that had already occurred with the laundry soap and with the coffee.
I'm not understanding. Your agreement was what? Who's responsible to buy what?
Well, when I moved, the day that I moved in, we discussed that. Okay, what are we going to do about toiletries and all that kind of thing? So, instead of having, he's got a 12-pack and I got a 12-pack of toilet paper in the bathroom, I got my own coffee, he's got his own coffee, my own filters, his own.
I'm sorry, what was the argument about? The coffee ran out and it was your turn to buy and you didn't?
No, all of a sudden that just disappeared.
There was plenty of coffee the day before, but once you started having problems, coffee was being
Now I get up in the morning, there's no toilet paper.
Okay.
Right. So,
Okay,
it
so
was all
when
petty.
do you guys, okay, I hear there are problems. Now,
Right.
when do you guys discuss a resolution of the problems?
Well, over the course of the next couple days, we went back and forth about what he expected of me as a roommate to be mowing the lawn and helping him, doing other things around the house that, weren't in the lease. And eventually he got so uptight with me that he texted me while I was working at night and said, I want you to move out. I want you out by Saturday the 31st. I'm done with you. I've had enough of your You can call my attorney. Do you know who a mason is? A mason, do you know what a mason is? I've got my home protected now. People are going to be watching you and,
Okay, what's going on?
The problem is, Mr. Ray, he's a drunk. He come in the house every day drunk. Instead of buying incidentals, he come in the house every day with a case of beer. Okay, not only did he do me that way, but he also did the person that helped him move into my house and out of the house. I got a letter from them, and you may have a copy of it, to where he did the same thing to them.
What did he do to them?
When he moved out of my house into Chris and Lori's house, which they were friends of his, he moved into their house. After 30 days, he up and disappeared. Now, he still owes them money.
But he didn't disappear in this case.
No, not in my case.
Okay.
When he came to my house on that Saturday morning, he brought
How did it end up that he couldn't live there 3 months? According to him, you threw him out.
Oh, no, I didn't.
So would you ever get a roommate from Craigslist?
Oh, my God, no. No, it's not even logical.
Why, just too random?
Yes, and there's all kinds of people on Craigslist. You don't know what you're getting.
Would you ever get a roommate from Craigslist?
I wouldn't be opposed to it. I mean, think of the principle of getting a roommate freshman year of college. It's a random person as well. So, I mean, that's how I met this guy, honestly, a roommate on Craigslist, and I wouldn't be opposed to it.
You got a creepy smile, all I can tell you. I'm looking.
Sometimes.
Okay, going inside the courtoroom.
You did not throw him out?
No, because I did not throw him out. He broke his lease. He left on his own accord.
Why did he leave?
Because I asked him to start buying his incidentals. He didn't want to. He got pissed off and says, okay, I'm leaving. I'm like, okay, you're a grown man. I'm not going to stop you from leaving, but you did sign a 3-month lease. Now, it's up to you.
So you don't deny that you collected September rent?
Oh, no, I don't deny that.
That you have a $240 security deposit?
I don't deny that at all.
In fact, you're suing for October rent?
Yes, because he signed a 3-month lease.
Okay, and you're telling me I never told him he had to go?
I never told him he had to go.
He left because we were fighting too much and he wanted to leave?
And he wanted to leave.
According to you, you have a text?
I do.
Let me see the text. Are you a Mason? Are you not allowed to tell me?
No.
Should have
It's all
a ring
a big
on.
secret?
He showed me the ring.
But you can't tell me, but you told him
wearing the
as
ring?
a threat?
No, I did not tell you that. You haven't even seen a ring.
I'm done with this blank. You have till Saturday to move all your blank. I'm done. Did you send that text?
I did.
Oh, well, how do you figure you didn't throw him out?
I didn't throw him out. He said that he would either live out the lease or that he would move by the 30th of the month. It was his choice.
I'm sorry. I'm done with this blank. You have till Saturday to move all your blank.
I was done.
I'm done. That's not you throwing him out?
No, I didn't throw him out.
What is this then?
That's telling me that I was done with his BS, not throwing him out. I didn't tell him to get out.
You have till Saturday to move all your...
Because he said he was going to move out.
Four-letter word for excrement.
He said he was going to move out.
Oh, I see. So you just threw him out after he said he'd move out.
He said he was going to move out.
And the next message says, I'll give you my
How do you figure you
attorney's
got
number.
to keep the guy's money? I understand why you want him out. Get him out.
But
how do you figure you get to keep September rent, his security deposit, and on top of that have the chutzpah to sue for October?
Because he signed a 3-month lease, Your Honor.
Really?
Yes.
That you threw him out of and that you think he's going to have to pay anyway?
I didn't throw him out.
I'm done with this blank. You have till Saturday to move all your blank.
Because he said he was moving on Saturday. He said that he was moving.
So you just wanted to remind him of his promise?
Yes.
Dude, pay the guy back his money. You're crazy. $660 plus the $240. Prove your moving expense. Well, you would have had to move out anyway in October. I mean, it's not like you had to have an extra move in there you wouldn't have done. No moving expenses.
All right, yeah.
But the $660 and the $240, absolutely. $900.
Thank you.
Verdict for the plaintiff plus your court costs on your counterclaim against him for October rent? I don't think so. That's my judgment.
All right, so the defendant comes out on the losing end of this case because that text certainly sounds like somebody throwing out his tenant.
Well, he said he wanted to move out. I said, go right ahead, move out. I'm not going to hold you. You wanted to move out? You want to break the lease? Go right ahead.
Well, that's not what the text said. The text didn't say, well, if you want to move out, go ahead and move out. It didn't say that.
Well, I told him verbally because throughout the whole week he's been saying that he wanted to move out. He wanted to move out. We couldn't get along, that we couldn't come up to some agreement to where we can live together. If that's the case, Ray, your choice. Move out.
Well, you got to admit that the text did sound like somebody throwing somebody out. The way it was.
You can take the text any way you want to take it, how it was worded. Okay. But what I'm saying is that he chose to move out. He moved out.
That's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying still. Yeah, he's still saying that.
And you're saying?
All I was doing was trying to get on my feet in Chicago, working 2 jobs. He's trying to get me to do more than I should as a roommate, and I disagreed with him. He didn't like it. And he got so uptight that he ended up telling me to get my you-know-what out.
How about that threat? How did you take that?
Well, the Mason threat? What else are you going to throw at me? Mason threat.
So after you moved out, did you land on your feet and everything work out pretty well?
Everything's working out just fabulous now.
Right. Okay, good. Harvey?
Okay, this is real simple. When a landlord orders a tenant to move out, it waives the whole 30-day notice requirement. The tenant's allowed to move just as the landlord asked. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
No one should have to choose between their own safety and their pets. But nearly half of domestic abuse survivors delay leaving because they can't bring their pets with them. Purina is helping to create more pet-friendly domestic violence shelters through the Purple Leash Project, so survivors and their pets can escape and heal together. Visit Purina.com/purple to learn more.
This is the plaintiff, John Horan. He says he purchased a car from the defendant, and the car can't be registered with the DMV, and the defendant has ignored his pleas for a full refund. He's not about to pay for a car he can't drive. This is clearly a scam, and he's suing the swindler for the $2,125 he's owed. This is the defendant, Frank Mancuso. He says the plaintiff bought a donated car from him on eBay, and there was something on the title which needed to be cleared up before he could register it. He was willing to work with him to resolve the matter, but the guy got all hot and bothered, started jumping up and down and demanded a full refund, which he feels is totally unreasonable. He's accused of being unentitled.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiff bought a car from the defendant and says everything was so screwed up he can't even register it with the DMV. But the defendant says he was trying to be helpful, but the guy wouldn't work with him. It's the case of you don't register with me.
Thank you, Douglas. Okay, John Heron, you are suing Frank Mancuso and Equine Escape Rescue and Lucky Orphan Horse Rescue for $2,125 that you want refunded, that you paid them for a car that you are unable to register. Tell me what happened.
I needed a car. I looked on eBay, found this car, started bidding on it. At the end of the auction, I was the winner.
What kind of car was this?
It's a 1996 Buick Century.
Okay.
I know it's an old car, but it had low miles on it, so
How many miles?
I believe it was 22,315 as it was listed.
Oh, that's got to be a lie. How could it possibly have that low mileage?
It was an estate sale, and it was an older gentleman's car who happened to have died, and he willed it to us.
That's a long time
he didn't
ago.
drive
17
it much.
years
He
of
hadn't
not...
driven it much.
Right.
So he donated it to us, and he left
Okay.
it to us in his will.
I'd be worried the odometer was moved. But in any event, go ahead.
After the auction, I tried to pay. They would only take a $500 down payment, so I sent him an email, an eBay message through eBay, asking him to send me an invoice so I could pay the rest. I paid the rest. I asked him to send me the paperwork and the keys. I got the title. I got a bill of sale that wasn't completely filled out, sort of a signature on it. I went to the Department of Motor Vehicles. They said, you can't register this car.
Why not?
The name on the title isn't the same as the name on the bill of sale.
Right.
So I left.
What was that about?
Okay, so we get these car donations, we put them on eBay to sell them, and generally, when the people win the bidding, we send them the title and they use the eBay receipt.
You get these car donations?
Yeah.
Meaning? People donate cars to your
People
cause?
donate cars to our horse rescue, and we sell them and take the proceeds, and the people that donate the cars get a tax deduction.
Right.
So,
okay. How long have you been doing that? How many cars have you received?
We've been in the horse rescue business.
No,
and
how long have you been doing
cars.
what you just described?
Yeah, about 8 or 10 years, between 8 and 10 years.
How many cars have you received?
We've done on eBay similar sales, maybe 50 cars.
Okay.
Never had a problem.
Have you ever registered the car in the name of the rescue?
No, we haven't. We just generally.
How on earth has anyone who's bought a car from you been able to register it? Because you can't jump title. In order to, you went down to the DMV and the DMV told you no, because he can't go to my house, steal my car, not have a title, and then sell it to somebody, and then that somebody go register it. The idea is it's all supposed to match.
That's almost exactly what they
right,
said.
that's what the DMV told you. So I'm just wondering how it is that not one person has come to you to tell you there's a problem with your procedure.
He did have a signed title from the previous owner. But what he did, he requested a special receipt. I have a copy of his request for the special receipt.
Okay.
So it was the special receipt that he requested that motor vehicles rejected.
So what's a special receipt? What's
it was a bill of
special
sale.
receipt?
Bill of sale that he had wanted me to sign and return to him. It's something I've never done before, and I did it to accommodate him. And, well, according to a follow-up email from him, they didn't like the special receipt.
Okay, let me see.
Something about the address.
Hello, Frank. I am unable to register this car and would like a refund. The DMV clerk pointed out that not only is the name on the bill of sale different from the name on the title, but there also is no seller's name and address on the bill of sale. If I try to fill it in, it will be fraud. I will send you the title back and you can start over. Please send me a refund for the full amount.
Yeah.
And then you respond to that.
Well, I didn't respond because I had processed the IRS paperwork. I did the estate sale records. I paid a fee to eBay for the sale of the vehicle.
Why didn't you just respond anyway? What does that have to do with having manners? I mean, just respond and tell him what your position is. So you ignored him and then he sued you.
Well, I thought eventually, motor vehicles being what it is, that he would have gone and worked it out or called me and said, look, I have a problem. Can't we resolve this?
Well, did you call him and say, I don't know what the problem is? Hold on. Did you call him and say, I don't know what the problem is, I've done this 50 times, let me go down to the DMV with you?
I expected to hear from him.
Well, you did hear from him. He sent you an email, you ignored him. What do you mean you expected to hear from him?
Yeah, well, he wanted the money back, and he was going to hold the title hostage until he got the money back. If he had marked the title with his name
Let me see the title.
I haven't seen the title since.
Yeah.
Then the title's invalid.
Well, where's the bill of sale? Okay, nothing was filled out under seller. Why didn't you fill out something under seller?
To be honest with you, he had all that information. I just assumed he would fill it in. He had everything he needed. I signed it. I figured that would be enough.
Apparently he doesn't, because, and the fact that you don't even fill out the stuff on seller I don't know, kind of tells me you might have known that there might be a problem.
I'm not familiar with that bill of sale anyway. I've never done one of those before.
It doesn't matter then. Do another bill of sale. Do one that says, I so-and-so sell the car. Well, I understand that. But see, you think that there's no problem so long as you put I so-and-so sell the car, and you're not understanding what I'm telling you, which is you can't jump title. You have to, I don't see how I'm just astounded, unless you sold them all for scrap. I just don't know how it is that somebody wouldn't have had a problem before now. Because, you know, everything depends on who you get at the DMV, too. Jeez, you know, and what they ate that day, you know?
Yeah. But there's a lot of organizations that pick up cars for nonprofits, and none of this happens. Cars for kids.
I don't know. I know. That's why I'm wondering what everybody does. Yeah, but the law, I'm not confused on the law.
Oh, okay.
You can't jump title. I mean, you can't jump title. That, you know. So I'm just wondering whether all of those organizations just sell it for scrap and make it clear they're selling it for scrap, or I don't know what people do to get around this. Did anybody ever tell you look like Larry David?
No, is he handsome?
Very handsome, devil.
So if you were buying a car and you saw a 17-year-old car at 22,000 miles, would you say awesome, or would you be suspicious?
I would be suspicious.
Why?
Because what was the car doing?
You ever heard of the little old lady from Pasadena?
No.
Okay, going inside the courtroom.
Do you know who Larry David is?
No.
The creator of Seinfeld.
Okay. I won't sell him a car.
You know, maybe the way people do this is that they get a blank bill of sale so that we don't have the I don't know what the answer is. I only have one question in front of me, but it kind of behooves you to figure out what other organizations do, because, you know, you're going to be in the business of doing this again. But he has a perfect right to expect what, you know, I tell people all the time, hey, as is, as is. This is not a question of as is.
Right.
The one thing the buyer of any used car has a right to expect is that he can register it. And I know that this is legitimate, that they gave him a hard time over the fact that the bill of sale, and his email to you says that. It says there's 2 different signatures on it. The bill of sale, and you didn't even fill out who the seller was on the bill of sale. I'm not going to fill it out now because I consider that fraud, and I'm not going to pretend that he sold it to me. But, you know, he's just not going to get involved in all that. He doesn't want to get indicted. So he prefers that, you know, we just go back to square one, because he can't register the car. And the one thing, expectation that he has that is very legitimate is that if he buys a car from you, it'll be a car. He can register it and drive it. So I find in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of the $2,125 verdict for the plaintiff. This title is going to go back to you, okay? And you're going to have the same problem with the next person, so you're going to have to figure this out. All right, good luck, folks.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so the decision goes against you. What are you thinking coming out of here?
Well, I don't know. It just seems to me that the gentleman won the car on eBay, and if he had a problem registering it...
now it's your problem.
Now it's my problem, yeah. Right. But, you know, I've sold...
What are you going to do with it?
I've sold many. I'm going to put it back on eBay and try to sell it to somebody else. We've done numerous cars like this without any problems.
You can try to sell it to Jerry Seinfeld?
Whoever wants it. It's a nice car.
All right, right down this way, okay. Maybe George?
Maybe George.
All right, come on in here. You satisfied how this comes out? This was exactly what your case was about.
Yes, very satisfied.
Yeah. So how shocked were you when you got to the DMV and you had all these different names on different documents?
I was more embarrassed. I almost ran out of there.
What do you mean?
I didn't want to be accused of trying to do something illegal.
Well, you were afraid that the cops would chase you right out and lock you up?
No, I just didn't want to answer questions that I didn't have answers for.
Well,
I don't know why he...
That car, you know... That car, great car, only $2,000 sometimes if it's too good to be true, right?
My mother had one like that, so I figured I'd get it.
All right, you didn't. Harvey?
Okay, even if the contract doesn't say anything about this, if you can't register the car, it defeats the whole purpose of buying a car, and in that case, you can undo the deal and you can get your money back.